Well, I want you to know we are back in the Bronx Park East Farmers Market. I want you to know it's just not a place for fresh produce. It's a hub promoting wellness, raising health awareness, showing genuine care for community's well-being. And recently, they announced a new initiative to establish a full-season food scrap drop-off site at the market. What does that mean? We're going to find out right now. Joining us now is the executive director of the Farmers Market Manager, Uptown and Boogie Health Project, Judi Desire. Thank you so much for being with us.
Hi.
How you doing?
Fine.
I would say it's warm outside. I know you're busy. You got things going. I'm trying to explain things to the people. I'm like, no, she's sitting right here.
Exactly.
She's going to break it down for us.
Yeah.
But good to have you.
Thank you. Great
And
to
as
be
I said,
back.
it is a busy time for you. So I want to get really and talk a little bit about the farmers market because it's grown. It's started from the bottom. Now we're here, right?
Yes. Thank you.
So talk about its progression first of all.
Oh, well, we started in 21 as a farm stand in Bronx Park, in Pelham Parkway area. And the community reached out, Community Board 11, to seek more of a farmer's market with more vendors and more options. And 22 became a farmer's market. And since then, we've grown. In 23, we had a kids initiative where we gave $2 for each kid that came to the market to spend on fruits and vegetables. We also brought clothing drop-off. Last year in 23, we collected about, between Harlem and the Bronx Farmers Market, 14,000 pounds of textile. So we are always growing and adding more addition. And as I mentioned, in 24, we're bringing a full food scrap drop-off from June to November.
And so for somebody that doesn't know what that means, break it down for them in layman's terms.
Yeah, so we all know that we're dealing with budget cuts and concerns of having our food waste be used for giving people options besides reusable energy. They can choose for reactivating soil, a natural fertilizer to help grow the future sets of produce for our neighborhood and for our state. So what it's requiring is bring all of the onion peels and the carrot skins and all the things that you would normally throw into the landfill or into your trash. We're telling you bring that back so that we can process it, break it down to get it to a form that will be used for reactivating soil. We're doing this by partnering with community gardens who will distribute that scrap to that garden so they can activate the soil for their season's growing. And we're partnering with a micro hauler. This is this person who's an independent contractor that would pick up the food scraps, bring it upstate New York, where that organization will break it down for potting soil, growing soil, or just simply compost to give back to the community.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. When did you develop a heart for all of this?
So first Uptown Boogie was a bike advocacy organization where we spoke about just mental health with ridership throughout the Upper Manhattan and the Bronx area and bringing awareness about that need and the infrastructure for the community. With that, I learned from many cyclists that food was an issue, healthier food, trying to find ways to provide stamina for their ride. And it got me to look at farmers markets and food. We would lead bike rides at farmers markets and notice dramatic difference in the way the riders had endurance for more than 10-mile rides. And learning about the food, I also started becoming curious about food scrapped and food waste because I was looking at the market. I'm like, where's all this food going? And in 2017, I enrolled in a master composting class at Snug Harbor in Staten Island that helped me learn about composting and what food waste and food waste justice is like, especially in New York City. That led me to be part of a community garden and learning how to process it and break it down, putting what I learned into practice. Noticed that the harvest at William B. Washington Memorial Garden in Harlem was plentiful, successful. We watched the soil grow even throughout the pandemic. So yeah, we were
Through the
processing.
pandemic, yeah, I'm like,
Even throughout
through
the
the
pandemic.
pandemic?
Yes, we were still processing and collecting food scraps.
Wow.
And this is a request that many people who came to the farmers market after, like about 21 or 22, about what do they do with their food scraps. And that mainly was members who are part of our community supported agriculture program, where they receive a weekly farm box or a box of mixed produce from a farmer, and they wanted to know what next to do with their produce.
Right.
And we piloted that program. It was successful at the market. We collected 300 pounds a week, and we only did the program for 4 weeks with really no promotion. It was just like setting up, and people came. So we started seeing this, people became more aware, more hyper-focused about the environment and understanding what we're going through.
Yeah, I want to get there because when you talk about being hyper-focused, I
Yeah.
think that, that was not always the case in our community, right?
Yes.
Really was, I'm just throw my stuff out, do what I do. Maybe I don't throw my stuff out. Maybe there's some littering going on, right?
Yeah.
But now it's almost like
Yes.
you've introduced people to a whole new world. Talk to me about the receptivity within the community of really taking on something that they probably didn't understand, but now have got a lot more knowledge to it.
Yes, first is where your food come from.
Right, right.
When I started the farm stand in 21 in front of my community garden, St. Nicholas Miracle Garden, a lot of people were like, oh, what's so different about this food? Da-da-da. And I would say, this is organic practicing farmers and the food tastes great. Trust me, it's delicious, it's
Right.
amazing. And probably after a month, some people came back and was like, that food was pretty good, It was all right. I was like,
yeah.
I'll get a couple of more carrots, And I was like, your food tasting good. You're tasting the difference. And seeing that reaction, also bringing in produce that people didn't know. So we had from various generations that would look at an item and go, I've never seen this. How do you cook it? What do you do with it? What is it good for? And also people would come in June and say, where are the tomatoes? I'm like, July, August.
Yeah.
So it was also understanding when things are in season and the longevity of that produce, because we dealt with a lot of like flooding, the farmers dealt with a lot of flooding and rain, and some farmers are like relocating their farm and their layouts of their crop because of they're losing a lot of their crops. So a lot of people would come to me and say, oh, do you still have carrots? Or do you still have corn? I'm like, no, we haven't. The farmer had a lot of flooding, lost a lot of the seedlings. And so we starting to see that change, especially when you talk to farmers about how they're now looking at regenerative ways of just growing, because we're starting to see the loss of crop and an increase of crop insurance, So a lot of people starting to understand that when I come to the market and when they talk to the farmer. I even show videos of flooding at some farmlands to people and say, this is why we don't have corn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so a lot of people have talked to us and just asked us, they want to eat healthy, they're juicing and what they should do. And we have cooking demos at the market to help people understand how to use the produce right at the market. So a lot more people are just welcoming more options and seeking more ways. Yeah.
And well, I want to talk about seeking ways. I want to talk about this because farm stand season is right here now.
Yes.
So I want to make sure we get it out to our viewers to let them know where they can go. And because June is right around the corner.
Oh, yes, it is. So I want to say we now have 3 farmers markets as of 2024. Yes, thank you. In 21, we start Bronx Park East. That returns June 2nd. We are Sunday market. We're going until November 24th. The next market, which started in 23, is Uptown Good Food Farmers Market, which was in Harlem. That starts June 1st, Saturdays, from June 1st to November 23rd. And we're excited to announce this year Williamsbridge, White Plains Road Farmers Market is coming. That is the 2-5 train subway stop at Gun Hill Road and White Plains Road. We are now reactivating a space. With this space, we're bringing farmers market in one plaza and information and kid zones in another. Now, that other means that we are now part of DOT's open streets. So we are one of 12 Bronx open streets and the first of East Bronx to have an open street. So we're excited about that.
Major things.
Yes.
Major things. Did you ever see yourself taking off like this? I mean, obviously, you're just doing the work. But
Yes.
did you see this happening?
No, I didn't. It was there's sometimes you don't know if people are seeing what you're doing and you're just getting what you can done. And when people reach out and say, you know, I see you bring this into communities, can you bring it to mine? And I'm like, maybe.
Right.
Let's talk. And so we have community boards now coming together to help build the farmers market. We're asking city council members to support the farmers markets that are coming into their community or future markets that are coming in to support because we still need that funding.
That's right. That's right.
To keep it going, especially on the administrative side. We're growing where we're hiring people. So we're asking people to come to our website, sign up. We're looking for farmers market managers and youth coordinators. So we're growing not only in market, but in seasonal staff.
Judi Desire, glad to have you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome to see the growth.
Yes.
And then also taking care of the community in a way where we got food insecurity that's huge.
Yeah.
We're also filling the gap, taking care of the environment.
Yes.
You're doing it all, girl.
Thank
See
you.
you later. All right, listen, if you want more information, go ahead and visit the website at WPRmarket.com. Don't forget, June, the farm stand starts. So don't go anywhere. We got more coming up right after this.